Srila Prabhupada said, the National Society for Christian Consciousness is established to give us a chance to hear. If I stand here, I'll see everybody. The society is meant for hearing. And in one lecture he said, this is meant for hearing. And Prabhupada said, just sit down and hear. That's all. If you simply sit down and hear, you get everything. And we have seen that it is true. The Bhaktivedanta were speaking among themselves. And the Ramoni simply sat down and heard them. What happened to him? He said the nature of the Bhaktivedanta became attractive to me. Just by hearing. He contracted the disease of the Bhaktivedantas, which is Krishna consciousness. So if you want to be Krishna conscious, it is very, very important for us to hear. And because hearing is very, very important, there is qualifications how to hear. If we don't have these qualifications, hearing will not be possible. So what are your qualifications? What are the qualifications for hearing? We must have faith in the speaker. The sages and the Mesaranya, they told Sudha Goswami, we are ready to hear from you because you have the qualities. And we are ready to hear from you. Even if it requires extending the duration of our jagya, we are ready for it. We simply want to hear. They heard from Sudha Goswami and they got their desired result. It's a hearing. Of all the senses which we have, the most important of the senses that are situated on the head. The two nostrils are here, the two eyes are here, the two ears are here, the one mouth. The most important senses in our body. And of all, hearing is very, very important. If you don't hear properly, we cannot describe properly. So Prabhupada said, we should hear, or it is better to hear. This is 116. If you hear and repeat what we hear, it will become fixed. It will become meditation for us. And meditation means we are directly connected with the Supreme Personality or the object of our hearing. So hearing is very, very important. So we need the faith to hear from the person who is speaking. We also need the humility. Without humility, we cannot hear. If I have already known what is going to speak, I may sit in the class there, I would never hear anything because I already created a demarcation between me and the person who is speaking. So humility is required, that we should always be open, because this process is a very big science. Whoever is representing Srila Vyasadeva, even if he's not qualified, but he's representing Vyasadeva sitting on the asana, our charters will empower the person to say something that will benefit us. It is not the person speaking. He will be empowered to say something that will benefit. So for those who are very, very fortunate, in every class, it doesn't matter who is speaking, they will learn something. You may take something from the class. To be able to do this, we need faith. We need humility. And 1:16, Prabhupada said, Sutta Goswami is speaking. 1:16, Sutta Goswami. The qualification for us to have the affinity to hear is what? Eagerness. We must be very, very eager. Eagerness is very, very powerful. If we are very eager, all difficult things become very simple. If there is no eagerness, simple things become very, very difficult. So eagerness is required. To be able to hear, we need to be eager. We are hungry. Just like when one is hungry to eat. You eat more when you are more hungry. Similarly, if one is very, very eager to hear, and Prabhupada mentioned this word eagerness throughout the whole Bhagavatam, especially in the first canto, eagerness, eagerness, eagerness throughout, eagerness to hear. We must be very, very eager to hear. We must have faith in the speaker. We must be very humble. And service. Service. If you have all this qualification without service, it will not also work. The service is very, very important. So if we want to hear, the hearing which will penetrate into the ears and then it comes to the heart, we need these qualifications, because the noise of sense gratification is too high in our consciousness. Because the noise is too high, like the loudspeaker is speaking. Anything below this, you will not be able to hear it. We only hear the one which is louder. So the noise of sense gratification is too loud in our consciousness. So we don't hear when we sit in the class, especially those who are in management. They take their management to the class. They take their management also into the japa. And because of this, we sit in the class, there's nothing. How was the class today? Oh, it's so wonderful, so wonderful. Very, very nice. Can you tell me something you heard from them? Oh, it was so nice, Prabhu. Such a wonderful, because I've never heard that before. Yes, can you mention one thing you heard from that class which is so wonderful? It is so great. It's a nice lecture. I never had the lecture like this before. He didn't hear anything. Because while he's sitting there, the body is sitting there, but the soul has gone to different places. Either it's doing some management, or planning sense gratification, or something, or thinking, I have this Prabhu going to give class. All the slokas you know is in my head. So what is he going to speak which is new that I'm going to hear? He will speak something, or she will speak something, the same thing which you have been hearing. Krishna is going to empower him to say something that you have never realized from what you have been reading. So hearing is very, very important, that whoever is speaking, let us give attention to the speaker. And with all this qualification, we will hear something that will come to the heart. And we start to process what we have heard. When we process what we have heard, it becomes a reality. That is Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. So this place, this is where Simantini is worshipped, usually. All the Parikrama parties, they will come here and they will talk about Simantini Devi in this particular place. So for many years we were coming here and there was nothing. There was no deities established. We would always stop and have a talk, have katha. And then after some time it was arranged that we would also bring deity of Simantini. So that deity, although initially the plan was not to put it in Mayapur, it ended up in Mayapur, at Rajapur, where we're going. You see at the Jagannath Mandir, the deity of Simantini has been installed there. Now some people may say, oh, ISKCON is encouraging worship of demigods by installing deity of Simantini, who is none different from Mother Durga. But you should understand, it's not just worship of a demigod, but we're showing Gora Lila, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there with Mother Durga, with Simantini Devi, giving her his blessings. So pastime is told how in Satya Yuga one time Lord Shiva was chanting the name of Gauranga. And Lord Shiva was chanting that name of Gauranga, and the more he chanted, he began to dance. Right? Are you also dancing? Well, I saw some people dancing, not everybody, but certainly with Maharaj there, the people near to him were dancing. And Lord Shiva was dancing, he was in ecstasy. And his wife Parvati, she was watching, and she approached him and she said, "What is this? What name are you chanting? What is it? What kind of mantra is this? You chant this name and you dance in ecstasy? Please tell me, what is this?" So Lord Shiva told his wife about how this was the name of the Lord in his most merciful form, who is going to appear in the Kali Yuga. And he will distribute not just simply bhakti, but he will distribute Krishna Prem to everyone. Lord Brahma, he lamented that he didn't get Krishna Prem. He didn't get to take part in Krishna's pastimes. He was simply just some demigod controlling the universe. He thought, what is the good of being Brahma? I would be much better to be a cowherd boy, and I could be in Krishna, I could be with Lord Krishna and his pastimes, and I could enjoy the prem which he gives. So even Lord Brahma lamented that he did not get that opportunity to develop Krishna Prem. So Lord Shiva told Parvati that you can chant this mantra, you can also get that Prem, that love of God. So Parvati took it very seriously. She also began to chant the holy name, Gauranga. And she chanted and chanted for days, and after some days, the Lord Gauranga appeared in his most merciful form. Very tall, with beautiful long black hair, and his arms raised up in the air, and his eyes like a lotus all the way across his face to his ears, his arms down to his knees, all very auspicious and all attractive. So Parvati, seeing the Lord, she fell at his feet, and then she began to pray to him that I'm so unfortunate that I'm here, and my job is just to bewilder all the living entities. All of us, we are bewildered by Maya, the material energy personified by Maya. She can bewilder the minds of even great souls. So she said, I'm just doing this kind of service. I don't get to relish the real mood of being your devotee. I'm not getting that prem. I'm not getting to see your pastimes. So Lord Gauranga then explained to Mother Parvati, he told her that you are the expansion of Radha. You are none different from my potency. And you are the expansion of the original potency in the form of Srimati Radharani. So you should understand that you're doing the service here, but in other places you're doing different service. Just like in Vrindavan, you're known as Purnamasi. And as Purnamasi, you're arranging all the pastimes for the divine couple. Here in Mayapur, you have two forms. One is Simantini and the other is Prodamaya. We saw Prodamaya over in Navadwip. When we were in Navadwip, just in the marketplace there, Prodamaya resides there. So in this way she is doing service for Lord Krishna. And when Lord Gauranga told Parvati how you're actually doing this wonderful service, you're in your different forms, you're taking part in my pastimes, you're just here in this place, and you're doing different service. So when Simantini heard this, then she fell at the feet of Lord Gauranga, and she took the dust from Lord Gauranga's feet, and she put it in the Simanti, in the parting in her hair. The ladies part their hair in the middle, and she put the dust from Gauranga's feet just in the middle of the parting there. And in this way, this place became known as Simantadwip. So when we go to Rajapur, you will see how Simantini is there and how she is worshipped along with Lord Gauranga. So this is the pastime which took place here. Now we're going to have drama.
Gauranga, 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 Gauranga,
That you are chanting and it is causing you to dance. My heart is melting to see your wonderful dance and to hear you chanting the name of Gauranga. Until now, all the mantras and tantras I have heard simply give troubles and problems to the living entities. Kindly tell me about Gauranga. I'll make my life successful by worship Gauranga.
Oh, my dear Parvati, you are actually a plenary poet. You distribute the wealth of prema to everyone without considering who is qualified and who is not. If a person does not come to float in the floor of the holy name, the flood of the holy name, but spends his life in great luxury, he is most unfortunate. I am floating in an ocean of love, remembering the promise of my Lord. I could not control my mind, and I've left my place of Kashi. I've decided to stay near the border of Mayapur on the bank of the Ganga. There I'll stay in a cottage and engage in Gauranga Bhajan. So, Mahadev left to go and stay on the banks of the Ganga. And Parvati, she went also to worship Gauranga. As she was worshipping Gauranga, after a few days, Gauranga, the Supreme Lord Gauranga, appeared before her and said to her, my dear Parvati, why have you come here?
O Lord Jagannath, life of the whole universe, you are merciful to everyone except me. You have encouraged me to keep all living entities who are averse to you in the bondage of material existence. I am engaged in that service and deprived of your unlimited prema. People say, wherever there is Krishna, Maya cannot stay. As a result, I am always distant from you. Oh my God, how can I see your pastimes unless you show me the path? I am hopeless.
And saying this, Parvati bowed to the lotus feet of Gauranga and took the dust of his lotus feet and placed it on her Simanta. And Gauranga told, my dear Parvati, please listen carefully. You are not different from me because you are my energy. One energy serves me accepting two forms. As my Surup Shakti, you are known as Radhika. And Radha has expanded in you as my external energy. Without you, my pastimes will not be perfect. You are definitely working as Yogamaya in my pastimes of Rajagam. You reside eternally as Purnamasati, Purnamasi. And in Navadwip, you remain as Prodamaya, along with Tetrapal Mahadev, and saying this, Lord Gauranga disappeared. And Parvati, she remained always in ecstatic worship of the Supreme Lord, Shri Hare Krishna. Thank you.